Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be sharing with you a tutorial of a ear saver. This is a very easy and beginner friendly project. I had already shared another tutorial of this particular ear saver. If you had missed it, I'll put it in the link in the description box. This is the pattern that I had done earlier. Today we'll be seeing even better than this. I'll not say better, but easier than this. I had done this in round, but this is just a half double crochet rounds repeated over time. So this is the pattern that we'll be following. Actually, I had not given it a thought that you can do this particular ear saver like this. It just struck me when I was doing a adjustable one. Here I have I'll be uploading the tutorial for this adjustable one in my another channel. It's actually a Hindi channel, but I have done it in English also. So while I was doing this, it struck me that you can actually just do it a couple of half double crochet rows and you can do the ear saver rather than going in the rounds. So whichever is comfortable for you, you can do that. And in case you are running out of the buttons, I have also made the tutorial for how to make these kind of handmade buttons. So you can also find the tutorial for making this kind of buttons. For this particular project, you will need 4 mm crochet hook and I'm going to use 3.5 mm crochet hook for doing the buttons and 4 mm for the bands. You can use any hook or any yarn that you have. Just make sure that the hook that you are using is the recommended size for that particular yarn. So my yarn has recommended size of 4 mm crochet hook, so that is why I'm going to use a 4 mm crochet hook for the band. Now let's see how to make this. So here I'm going to start with a slip knot. So this is how I like to do my slip knot, like this, and then I'll pull the working yarn through this particular loop. So that forms my slip knot. Once I have my slip knot, I'm going to make chain stitches. So I'll just show you in case you are a beginner. This is how you do your chain stitches. You go left under, catch the yarn and pull through the loop, left under, catch the yarn and pull through this loop. So like this I'm going to make a chain stitch. Now the chain stitch, the number of chains that you have to do is irrelevant. You just have to make the chain stitch as long as you need your band to be. So I would say that for a woman you can have a 4-inch long chain stitch, and for a man you may need 5 or 5.5 inch long chain stitch. I'll just measure it. I didn't count how many stitches I put. I'm going for the length of it. So see, this is 4 inches. This would be fine. So after you get that, about a 4-inch long chain stitch, you add 2 more to it, 1 and 2. Now we'll start with row 1. The 2 chain stitches that you have put, you can ignore that and work a half double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. 1, 2, I'm skipping. I'm putting a half double crochet in the 3rd stitch from the hook. For that I'm yarning over, insert the hook in that stitch, pull up. You have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all the stitches. Next, go to the next stitch and make a half double crochet like this, yarn over, make another half double crochet like this. Just make 1 half double crochet all over this particular row. I'll just do a couple of more with you. So we are just going to do a half double crochet row. For that, yarn over, insert your hook in this stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all the 3. So I'll complete 1 row of half double crochet. I'll complete till here. Okay, so here I have done half double crochet. I have last 2 stitches left with me. I'll just do that with you. This is my second last stitch where I'm inserting and doing a half double crochet. I've reached my last one. Insert your hook, pull up a loop and complete your half double crochet. So this completes 1 row of half double crochet. Now we'll go to the second row, and for that I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2 and turn my work. Here again I'm going to do one half double crochet row. Usually people consider the chain 2 as a half double crochet and don't skip and don't put a stitch in the first one, but I like to put it so that the edges are even. So after putting chain 2, I'm putting a half double crochet in the very first stitch itself. Okay, I'm going to consider this chain 2 as my turning stitch or a buffer stitch, which will avoid the gap. So I'm putting a half double crochet in the very first stitch like this, then half double crochet in the next stitch, and just continue making one more half double crochet row. So the second row is also a half double crochet row, that is you have to make one half double crochet in every stitch. So just in case you don't know, there is a V kind of a thing. Insert your hook, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all the 3. Once more, yarn over, insert your hook in this particular stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 3. So I'll just complete this particular row and meet you. So here I have almost completed the second row. I have just one very last stitch left, not the turning chain. If you see, I have 1, 2. This is 1, this is 2, this was my turning chain, and apart from that there is one more V stitch. This will be my very last stitch. So I'll put a half double crochet in the very last stitch and then complete this particular row. So that completes my row 2. If you want, you can stop with this, but the band that I am looking forward is going to be a 3 row of half double crochet. So I'll just complete one more row of half double crochet and that will be done. So for that I'm again going to chain 2, turn my work, and then put the very first half double crochet in the first stitch. So I'll make a half double crochet here, make another half double crochet in the next stitch, and then keep doing this. I'll make one row of half double crochet stitches. All right, so just put one half double crochet in every stitch. So here I have finished the third row. I have just one last stitch left. I'm not going to put the last stitch in the turning chain, but if you see, there is a V stitch. So in that I'm going to put a half double crochet. That will be my very last stitch. So this finishes my band. Now if you are going to sew in a button, I would say you leave a pretty long tail, but I'm going to put the handmade button. So for that I'm not going to put such a big, I'm not leaving a big tail, but a smaller one. I'll just cut this off, because if you are going to sew in the buttons, you can use the same thread to sew in the buttons. So this is how our band looks like. Now we have to weave in the ends. So for that I'm going to take a darning needle and then just weave in the ends. Now this has been made with half double crochet. The same thing you can do it with single crochets or double crochets. Now you take this and just pull it through a few stitches. So if you are using buttons, you can come here, put it inside and then stitch in the buttons. But here I'll be showing how to make handmade buttons, and from its tail I'm going to stitch the stitch the buttons in. So here I have weaved in the ends, and this is how the band is finally looking like. Now if you want, you can stitch in 2 buttons here, but I'll be showing you how to do a crochet buttons, and I'll stitch that on this. All right, so we'll start with the crochet button. So here I have a few crochet buttons already made. This have been made with different sizes of hooks. This has been made with 4.5 mm crochet hooks. It's a bit bigger in size. These are all acrylic buttons. I have made with acrylic yarn using a 4 mm crochet hook, and this is the one I'm going to use. This has been made with 3.5 mm crochet hook. You can see the difference. So here I'll use a 3.5 mm crochet hook and the corresponding yarn, because my yarn calls for a 3.5 mm crochet hook. So here we'll start with a magic circle, but for starting the magic circle I'm just going to leave a long tail and then make a magic circle. So this is how I like to make a magic circle. I'll first make an X. I'll take my hook, insert it in the circle here, in the X that we have made, and then pull the working yarn. So here I've got my magic circle. Alright, so once you have your magic circle, you chain 1. I'll just shorten it up, it will be easier to work. Now after making chain 1, put 8 single crochet in your magic circle. Alright, so here I'll make 8 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So in the first round you have to have 8 single crochet. I'll just pull it to shorten it up, and then I'll slip stitch into the first single crochet to finish off the round 1. So slip stitch into the first single crochet, not the chain one but the first single crochet. Alright, so that completes my round 1. Round 2, chain 1 and then again make 1 single crochet on top of every stitch. So you should have 8 single crochet. Chain 1 is our turning chain, you ignore that, and that same stitch you start making single crochets. So you have to make 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So you can see that it automatically is folding up. Alright, now we will, that's it, you have to just close the circle. So before that we will slip stitch into the first single crochet like so. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the yarn. So before I cut it, I'm going to again leave a long tail. So I'll just do a chain 1. This is how I like to do it, and then I'll just simply cut off this yarn. So here I have cut off my yarn. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my magic circles the other end through this particular hole and then try to pull it tightly to close the hole that is there. Alright, and with that particular yarn I will make a stuffing. So make sure that the hole is tightly closed, and this I'm going to roll it off and put it as a stuffing. So that we'll come to it later. First of all we'll try to close this particular hole, and so for that I'm going to stitch in. I'm going to take a darning needle and then work it up. So here I'm going to take the darning needle and then work it up. So I'll just show you how I'm planning to close it. So if you see there is a V, I'm going to insert my hook through the outer layers, not the one that is going inside. I'll insert it through all the 8 stitches, just the outer loops. You can see there is a V, so not the inside one but the outside. Don't pull it too hard, just go through every stitch. 1 second. Then go through this one. Then go through the next one, this one, This is our next stitch. Go through that. Okay, this has come out. I should have left a bit more longer thread to work it up properly. So here you've got it. So next is this one. Pull it through that one also. I think one more is left here. So basically what you're doing is you are pulling your yarn through all the 8 stitches, 8 single crochet stitches. I think that completes it. Now before I pull it hard, I am going to, this is my magic circle end which I had pulled through. I'll tighten it once again and I'm going to roll this up as tightly as I can so that I'll use this as a stuffing for my button. So just roll it up and push it inside the gap that you see. You can use your hook to push it inside the ball. So it has been nicely stuffed. Okay, so that end, the magic circle end has been completely stuffed. Now what you have to do is you have to just pull it off. So that closes our button. So just pull this end that we have weaved in through all the stitches, and here you have your pretty little button. Now one last thing that I would like to do is I would like to take my darning needle once again, and then I will insert it just to give it, you can see it's all round, nicely round. I'll just put it inside this once again and then push it through the ball that we have made. So that completes, because there will be a small bump here, so that will hide the bump. All that is left is you have to just stitch in the buttons onto your band. So you can use this particular the thread, the tail that you had left, you can use that particular tail to stitch in the end. So I'll just stitch it and show you how this looks. So I have stitched the 2 buttons and this is how this looks. You can also use it with normal buttons if you have. So once you have it, you can, this is just the normal crochet mask. You can also use a surgical mask to attach this like so and go through it like here and then attach it here. So this will hold it properly. So this was the tutorial. On how you can make a crochet ear mask saver. This is just a 3-row repeat of half double crochets. In case you are interested in seeing the adjustable one, I'll put the link in the description box. You can check it. Hope this tutorial was helpful to you. If you found this to be helpful, please hit the like button and share it among your friends, whoever is in need of such projects. And if you like the channel, please consider subscribing. Until next time, bye. Thank you for watching.